Hello Yanderes and welcome back to the simulator. So if you haven't seen my first Yandere Dev video, I recommend you check it out, link in the description. But a lot of you guys commented more evidence and said that you wanted me to make a second one, so this is that video. On the internet, everything gets drawn as an anime girl. The planet Earth has been drawn as an anime girl. Dish soap has been drawn as an anime girl. And Ebola virus has been drawn as an anime girl. No matter what, the ultimate fate of anything is to be drawn as an anime girl. Predictably, the Big C has also been drawn as an anime girl. Just like everything else, she is named the Big C-chan because the virus was first identified in China. Big C-chan is depicted wearing a traditional Chinese dress called a shangazum, also known as kipao. There is a massive difference between a racist character designed to ridicule and degrade Chinese people and a cute anime girl designed to personify a virus. Equating these two things with one another is completely stupid. Additionally, C-chan is often depicted as cute or sexy, so it should be obvious she is not in any way meant to ridicule or degrade an ethnic group. Saying that C-chan is insulting to Chinese people because she is wearing a Chinese dress is just as stupid as saying that C-chan's is insulting to beer because she is often depicted holding a bottle of C extra beer. I put C-chan Easter egg into Yandere Simulator because I love her design, not because I think it's funny to ridicule Chinese people. If anything, it's an indication that I think Chinese dresses look amazing. What's next? Will I be accused of being racist if I play chess and use the white pieces? A degrading, insulting, racist caricature of a Chinese person designed to ridicule and dehumanize. A cute, sexy anime girl designed to give you a boner. Yandere being racist? Allow me to feign surprise. I mean, he's pretty much done all of the stereotypical things YouTubers get canceled for, so does this really come as a shock to you guys? A white child falls into one gorilla pit, a black child falls into a separate gorilla pit, and each pit a gorilla begins to attack the child. You may have one bullet. I'd shoot neither. We'll leave it to the gorilla to decide. Rules of nature. Their dumbass parents' fault. I thought you were gonna make a remark like, I'd shoot the black child to protect that poor gorilla. More racism. I don't want to make an overgeneralization, but there's like a big overlap between people who are homeschooled and racists. Now, my personal belief is that I think that a decent portion of people who are homeschooled because their parents are kind of batshit crazy and don't want them to be exposed to the evils of the world, so they homeschool them, which therefore makes it kind of impossible for them to integrate into the real world later in life. Again, I'm not saying that's everybody who's homeschooled, but I'm saying that that's definitely a niche within the homeschool genre, and I think Yandere fits into this very well. Vidya Revolution. Remember how I talked about cisfs in the last video, aka the child he groomed? Well, this is her username written on the forehead. Well, thanks for giving me a chance to share my side of the story. I never really intended to look for volunteers. The original plan was to make a very simple game entirely by myself using assets that were bought online. As I proceeded the game's development, people began contacting me and offering to help me out without asking for anything in return. The game grew in scope, and now it's a project with multiple people contributing to it. I don't really wait for people to email me, I just work at the game, and sometimes people contact me and offer to create things for the game. 5K per month is nowhere near the amount of money required to finance a team of professionals to work on a game full-time. The Patreon isn't the game's budget, it's my personal salary, like a tip jar. With that said, I sometimes use the Patreon money to compensate volunteers for their help. This is rare because most volunteers only contribute 1 or 2 assets per month, and aren't contributing a volume of work enough that deserves a salary. The purpose of the Kickstarter is to raise enough money to hire a team of professionals to work on the game full-time for a period of several months or years. The purpose of the Kickstarter is not to line my own pockets of cash. He could afford to pay these volunteers but chooses not to? That's just using people. Volunteers definitely deserve compensation, especially with the way you treat them. Why is Tumblr a bunch of white people insisting racism and homophobia exists? That's SJWs for you. I want to know the context here. Someone got triggered by a Trump hat. Oh wow, who would have guessed? By the way, how should I cover for myself this time regarding Osana? Are you implying neither racism nor homophobia exists? Because that is neither a good nor accurate statement. I have 8,000 subscribers for being a Yandere Dev fan channel. You know what? I'm a big fan of Yandere Dev. I hated this blog so much. You guys also mentioned some of my fanfic and videos in your blog. Everything I do in the internet is for how much I love Yandere Dev. All I said was woe technology in his stream, and he got mad at me and banned me. He just showed me how he loves his fans. He just showed me how he's a dev pie. He just showed me that all this time, everything you guys were saying is right. He's just a shitty person. I'm sorry for asking many people to report your page. Your page is absolutely great, and don't stop exposing Yandere Dev and his shitty game. Like, it's for real he's for real banning people for saying memes that he probably knew damn well were gonna blow up. I mean, the same thing happened when he said the absolute madman. Like, can he actually ban people for saying memes, lol? Oni. Not to be that bitch, but of all the evidence of him being a shitty homophobe, including receipts of him being a racist and homophobe, an ableist person wasn't enough for you to realize he's shitty, you were really willing to defend all of that until he wronged you personally? I ignored it. I ignored all of them and defended him and got bullied by people. Now, he showed I shouldn't have ignored it. Yes, the mentality of his fans. Now, this shows a few things, in my opinion. One, that his fans are young and impressionable. And two, that he knows that and takes advantage of them by lying to them and giving them these false narratives that everything he's doing is okay, and telling him that anyone who doesn't agree with him is a hater and sending them to attack him. Petition to make everyone in Yandere Simulator gay. Just including this one because I think it's funny because Yandev is homophobic. My dad is obsessed with me getting into college. Think of a born-again Christian who is obsessed with getting his son into heaven. He keeps on telling me how if I don't study, I won't do well in school. If I won't do well in school, I won't get into a college. And if I don't graduate college, I will fail at life and become a bum forever, as opposed to being a rich success. He sounds exactly like these Jesus freaks who say, if you don't love Jesus, you won't get into heaven. You will go to hell forever. He is obsessed with the thought of college, harassing me about it all day long, and even personally insulting me when I disagree with him. I hate him. I hate him so much. I don't have a father anymore. He's an asshole. He's so mean to me. All he has to say to me are mean things. I feel like my father died and was replaced with a horrible monster who delights in torturing me. I hate him so much. I wish he would disappear from my life. I want to make him disappear from my life. I'm not going to read these next few things because they're kind of violent and I don't want to get the yells from Susan. Not only does he make a game glorifying violence and constantly threaten violence online, but talks about murdering his parents. Now, not only is this my only issue with it, but I think his dad is right. Maybe he wouldn't be such a worthless drain on society if he actually went to university. But he didn't. So instead, he's a no-life loser incel on the internet that pretty much everybody hates, and he probably struggles to pay rent even with his Patreon because people are realizing he's never going to finish the game. And he probably is going to end up dying alone on the streets because he's never going to go get a real job, but what am I to say, right? I've been jokingly told several times that I look creepy or have a creepy face. I'm 20 years old, but no girl has ever flirted with me or told me that I am attractive, so I'm starting to feel like that is true. I guess my face makes me look creepy, weird guy, so no one wants to get to know me or be around me. I've always been conscious of certain parts of my face, nose, overbite, large ears, and I'm wondering if other people are as unhappy with my face as I am. I can't help being born with certain features. It's out of my hands, and only I can fix it. With surgery that costs thousands of dollars. But is there anything I can do to hide or improve certain features of my face? I used to have short hair, and now it is longer. I have no idea how to style it or what to do with it. It is frizzy and sticks out like an afro, so there is nothing I can do to style it. Should I grow it longer or cut it shorter? Or make an attempt at going for a certain style? Is there any way to permanently straighten your hair? How about temporarily, for like a month or so? I am sad that no girl has ever shown any interest in me, and I'm really afraid that the problem might be the structure of my face itself, something I can't fix. I'm a nice, friendly guy, and I want people to give me a chance. Why does he value his worth on what women think of him? That is so pathetic. So if you care so much about what women think of your appearance, have me, a woman's opinion. You look like if the guy from Ratatouille got into a car accident so bad that they had to reconstruct his entire face. Yandere Simulator. Instead of working on the game, he basically just profits off of the merch, and I think this is on purpose. He doesn't plan to finish the game. He just wants a quick cash grab, and the merch and Patreon, all that, offers that. Unfortunately for him, and fortunately for us, eventually people are going to catch on and stop supporting him in anyways, and he's going to have to get a real job. Well now, what kind of game dev does this shit, then expects everyone to act like what you just did was justified and professional? You're a mess. You literally called her an autistic little bitch and threatened to send your fan base after her to dox her. All because she had a blog where she called you out in the past. Guess you haven't learned this yet, Alex. but anyone can look up your past usernames and find out all the shit you've done. Stuff you post online doesn't just go away. Instead of blocking her and ignoring it like an adult, you send your fan base after her. I heard the stream. Stop trying to blow this off. You're 27, Alex. Act like it. He threatened to dox a kid because she criticized him. Now, let me remind you, Alex, doxing is a felony. So these are the names of his characters for Yandere Simulator and what they mean. This is genuinely laughable. Like, do you have zero creativity in your brain? It's not clever, it's not cute, it's not funny, it's cringe. If the torture sequences ever become interactive, it might work like the interrogation scenes from Bullet Girls 2. Isn't this game taking place at a high school with minors? And you wanna... Oh god, that is disgusting. That is just disgusting. Sorry this one was considerably shorter and a bit more lighthearted, but if you want something that's longer and more in-depth and more intense, highly recommend you check out my Why Twitter Cancelled Yandere Dev video. It is in the description. If you guys have more information, you can feel free to DM me on Twitter. It's at Neon Caffeine. If you guys want me to make a third one, whatever. If not, that's cool. I'm down to do whatever you guys want. I enjoy making these videos. As always, leave a like, subscribe with notifications on. I will catch you on the flip side.